Question 1. What does a double continuous white line in the middle of the road signify? A. You may cross to overtake. B. No crossing or overtaking is allowed. C. It indicates a reversible lane. D. Vehicles should drive on the left. Answers is B. No crossing or overtaking is allowed. A double continuous white line prohibits vehicles from crossing it in either direction, meaning no overtaking or turning across the line. Question 2. What action should you take when you see this sign? A. Accelerate to merge. B. Stop completely. C. Give way to traffic. D. Proceed with caution. Answers is C. Give way to traffic. The give way sign inverted triangle means you must give way to traffic on the major road or roundabout before proceeding. You may not need to stop if the way is clear. Question 3. What is the primary purpose of wearing a seat belt? A. To prevent drowsiness. B. To keep drivers alert. C. To minimize injury in a crash. D. To secure personal belongings. Answers is C. To minimize injury in a crash. Wearing a seatbelt significantly reduces the risk of severe injury or fatality by restraining occupants during a sudden stop or collision. Question 4. What does this sign indicate for drivers? A. Proceed with caution. B. Yield to oncoming traffic. C. No entry into the D. End of restricted zone. Answers is C. No entry into the. The no entry sign prohibits vehicles from entering the road or lane where it is displayed. This is often used for one-way streets. Question 5. What must you do if you encounter this road sign? A. Stop before the line. B. Slow down and proceed. C. Give way if necessary. D. Honk before continuing. Answers is A. Stop before the line. The stop sign octagonal means you must come to a complete stop before the stop line and give way to all traffic before proceeding when safe. Question 6. This sign indicates a maximum speed limit. What is the limit? A. 60 kilometers per hour. B. 50 kilometers per hour. C. 40 kilometers per hour. D. 30 kilometers per hour. Answers is B. 50. The sign with 50 inside a red circle indicates a maximum speed limit of 50 kilometers per hour for that section of the road. Question 7. What should you do before making a turn at an intersection? A. Sound the horn. B. Flash headlights. C. Signal, check mirrors, check blind spot. D. Speed up to clear intersection. Answers is C. Signal, check mirrors, check blind spot. Before turning, you should always signal your intention, check your inside mirrors, and check your blind spot to ensure it is safe to turn. Question 8. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Smooth surface. B. Uneven road ahead. C. Road is winding. D. Steep incline. Answers is B. Uneven road ahead. The uneven road sign warns drivers of bumps, dips, or other in the road surface ahead, requiring speed and increased caution. Question 9. What does this sign advise about the road? A. Road is slippery. B. Loose gravel ahead. C. Uneven surface. D. Road narrows. Answers is A. Road is slippery. The slippery road sign warns drivers that the road surface may have grip, especially in wet conditions, and advises caution. Question 10. What is the correct procedure for changing lanes? A. Change lane then signal. B. Signal and immediately change. C. Signal, check mirrors, check blind spot, then change. D. Speed up and forcefully change lanes. Answers is C. Signal, check mirrors, check blind spot, then change. The correct procedure for changing lanes involves signaling your intention, checking your and side mirrors, checking your blind spot, and then executing the lane change smoothly. Question 11. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. Pedestrian crossing ahead. B. Children crossing. C. Cyclists crossing. D. Roadworks ahead. Answers is A. Pedestrian crossing ahead. This sign indicates a pedestrian crossing ahead. Drivers should slow down and be prepared to stop for pedestrians who may be crossing or about to cross. Question 12. What does this sign prohibit? A. No left turn. B. No right turn. C. No U-turns. D. No overtaking. Answers is C. No U-turn. The no sign means that making a U-turn is prohibited at this location, often due to safety concerns or traffic flow management. Question 13. What does this sign require drivers to do? A. Turn right. B. Turn left. C. Proceed straight. D. Enter a roundabout. Answers is C. Proceed straight. The proceed straight sign is a mandatory sign indicating that vehicles in the lane or at the junction must continue straight ahead. Question 14. When are you allowed to use your vehicle's horn? A. To greet a friend. B. To express frustration. C. To warn of danger. D. To signal a turn. Answers is C. To warn of danger. The horn should only be used to warn other road users of an impending danger or to alert them to your presence if there's a risk of collision, not for signaling. Question 15. What does this sign warn about? A. Road. B. Steep descent. C. Uneven road. D. Ahead. Answers is A. Road. The hump or bump sign warns drivers of a raised area in the road, typically requiring a reduction in speed to avoid discomfort or damage to the vehicle. Question 16. What does this sign indicate about parking? A. No stopping here. B. No parking here. C. Parking for residents. D. Short-term parking. Answers is B. No parking here. The no parking sign, red circle with diagonal line, indicates that parking is prohibited at this location. However, temporary stopping to pick up or drop off passengers may be allowed, depending on local rules. Question 17. What does this sign tell you about the road ahead? A. Road widens. B. Road narrows from both sides. C. Lane ends on right. D. Dual carriageway. Answers is B. Road narrows from both sides. This sign indicates that the road ahead narrows from both sides, warning drivers to be prepared for lane width and to adjust their speed and position accordingly. Question 18. What should you do if your vehicle breaks down on an expressway? A. Stay in your vehicle and wait. B. Attempt to repair it in the lane. C. Move to the road shoulder, activate hazards, call assistance. D. Wave down other drivers for help. Answers is C. Move to the road shoulder, activate hazards, call assistance. If your vehicle breaks down on an expressway, safely move it to the road shoulder, activate your hazard lights, and call for roadside assistance. Stay clear of the live lanes and wait in a safe place. Question 19. What does this sign indicate for drivers? A. One-way road. B. Two-way traffic. C. End of one-way. D. No entry. Answers is A. One-way road. The one-way road sign indicates that traffic flows in a single direction on the road ahead, and you should only travel in the direction. Question 20. What does this sign warn you about? A. Steep ascent ahead. B. Steep descent ahead. C. Uneven road. D. Slippery road. Answers is A. Steep ascent ahead. This sign indicates a steep ascent ahead. Drivers should select an appropriate lower gear to maintain power and avoid straining the engine while ascending. Question 21. What does this sign prohibit for certain vehicles? A. No overtaking. B. No U-turn. C. No right turn. D. Speed limit. Answers is A. No overtaking. The no overtaking sign prohibits all vehicles from overtaking other motor vehicles on that section of road, usually due to limited visibility or other safety concerns. Question 22. When driving in heavy rain, what precautions should you take? A. Turn on high beams. B. Increase speed to clear. C. Reduce speed and increase following distance. D. Drive close to the vehicle ahead. Answers is C. Reduce speed and increase following distance. In heavy rain, visibility is, and roads are slippery. Reducing speed and increasing following distance allows more time to react and stop safely and reduces the risk of aquaplaning. Question 23. What does this sign indicate? A. No U-turn. B. Roundabout ahead. C. Yield to traffic. D. One-way street. Answers is B. Roundabout ahead. This circular sign, with 3 arrows forming a circle, indicates a roundabout ahead, requiring drivers to give way to traffic already circulating within the roundabout. Question 24. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. Dangerous curve. B. Slippery road. C. Road works ahead. D. Traffic congestion. Answers is C. Road works ahead. The road works sign warns drivers of ongoing construction or maintenance ahead, requiring extra caution, speed, and awareness of workers and equipment. Question 25. When must you switch on your vehicle's headlights? A. Only during heavy fog. B. Only after sunset. C. From 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or when visibility is poor. D. Only when other cars flash. Answers is C, from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or when visibility is poor. In Singapore, headlights must be on from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. or at any time when visibility is poor due to rain, fog, haze, or other adverse conditions, to ensure your vehicle is seen. Question 26. What does this sign indicate about the road? A. Speed hump. B. Ahead. C. Uneven road. D. Rough terrain. Answers is B. Ahead. The sign warns drivers of depressions or holes in the road surface, which can cause damage to vehicles or loss of control if not avoided or driven over carefully. Question 27. What is the meaning of this sign? A. No left turn. B. No right turn. C. Proceed straight. D. U-turn permitted. Answers is B. No right turn. The no right turn sign indicates that making a right turn is prohibited at the intersection or junction ahead. Drivers must choose an alternative route. Question 28. What does this sign mean for drivers? A. Give way. B. Priority road. C. End of priority. D. Stop ahead. Answers is B. Priority road. The priority road sign, diamond shape with a black border and white inner square, indicates that traffic on this road has priority over traffic entering from side roads. Question 29. What does this sign warn about? A. Pedestrian crossing. B. Children. C. School bus stop. D. Playground ahead. Answers is B. Children. The children sign warns drivers that children may be crossing or playing near the road, often near schools or residential areas, requiring extreme caution and speed. Question 30. What is a safe following distance in normal driving conditions? A. 1 car length. B. Rule. C. 3 car lengths. D. No specific rule, just keep sight. Answers is B. Rule. The rule is a common guideline. Pick a fixed object and ensure at least 2 seconds pass from when the car ahead passes it until you do. Increase this distance in poor conditions. Question 31. What does this sign indicate for the lane? A. Proceed straight. B. Turn right only. C. Turn left only. D. U-turn permitted. Answers is B. Turn right only. This mandatory sign, blue circle with a white arrow turning right, indicates that vehicles in this lane or at this intersection must turn right. Question 32. What does this sign mean? A. No parking. B. No stopping. C. Parking zone. D. Loading zone. Answers is B. No stopping. The no stopping sign, red circle with 2 diagonal lines, means you are not allowed to stop your vehicle at all, even temporarily, for any reason other than traffic conditions. Question 33. What does this sign tell you about traffic? A. No entry ahead. B. Traffic congestion ahead. C. Roadworks ahead. D. Accident-prone area. Answers is B. Traffic congestion ahead. The traffic congestion sign warns drivers of potential delays and slow-moving traffic ahead, advising them to be prepared for stops and starts and to maintain a safe distance. Question 34. What does this sign mean for cyclists? A. No bicycles. B. Cycle track. C. Cyclists crossing. D. Shared path. Answers is B. Cycle track. This circular blue sign with a bicycle icon indicates a cycle track, meaning cyclists must use this path and motor vehicles are generally not permitted. Question 35. What should you do if your vision is obscured by a large vehicle in front? A. Tailgate to see ahead. B. Speed up and overtake quickly. C. Increase following distance and be patient. D. Switch lanes immediately. Answers is C. Increase following distance and be patient. If a large vehicle blocks your view, increase your following distance to gain a better view of the road ahead and be able to react to hazards or changing traffic conditions. Question 36. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Dangerous curve to the right. B. Dangerous curve to the left. C. Winding road ahead. D. Road narrows. Answers is A. Dangerous curve to the right. This triangular warning sign indicates a dangerous curve to the right ahead, requiring a reduction in speed and increased caution to navigate safely. Question 37. What does this sign allow? A. Turn left only. B. Turn right only. C. Proceed straight or turn right. D. U-turn permitted. Answers is C. Proceed straight or turn right. This mandatory sign indicates that drivers in this lane or at this junction can either proceed straight or turn right, following the direction of the arrows. Question 38. What does this sign indicate? A. No right turn. B. No left turn. C. Proceed straight. D. U-turn permitted. Answers is B. No left turn. The no left turn sign prohibits vehicles from making a left turn at the intersection or junction ahead. Drivers must find an alternative route or direction. Question 39. What does this sign indicate for drivers? A. Stop sign ahead. B. Traffic light ahead. C. Give way sign ahead. D. Roundabout ahead. Answers is B. Traffic light ahead. This triangular warning sign indicates that there is a traffic light signal ahead, prompting drivers to be prepared to stop or slow down. Question 40. What is the primary risk of driving while fatigued? A. Increased fuel consumption. B. Getting lost easily. C. Reaction time and concentration. D. Difficulty hearing road sounds. Answers is C. Reaction time and concentration. Fatigue severely impairs a driver's ability to concentrate, make quick decisions, and react effectively to hazards, significantly increasing the risk of an accident. Always take breaks. Question 41. What does this sign mean for the road user? A. End of expressway. B. Beginning of expressway. C. Priority road. D. Toll road. Answers is B. Beginning of expressway. This blue rectangular sign indicates the beginning of a motorway or expressway, where specific rules and typically higher speed limits apply. Question 42. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Steep ascent. B. Steep descent, C. Uneven road, D. Slippery road. Answers is B. Steep descent. This sign warns drivers of a steep descent ahead, advising them to select a lower gear to use engine braking and reduce reliance on foot brakes to prevent overheating. Question 43. What does this sign prohibit? A. Entry allowed, B. Movement prohibited, C. One-way street, D. Restricted access. Answers is B. Movement prohibited. The movement prohibited sign red circle with a white bar means no vehicles are allowed to enter or proceed beyond the sign, typically found at the entrance to a one-way street from the wrong direction. Question 44. What does this sign warn drivers about regarding animals? A. Wild animals, B. Cattle crossing, C. Pets crossing, D. No animals allowed. Answers is B. Cattle crossing. The cattle crossing sign warns drivers that farm animals, such as cows, may be crossing or present on the road ahead, requiring caution and speed. Question 45. When approaching a railway crossing, what must you do if the barriers are down? A. Drive around the barriers, B. Proceed if no train is visible, C. Stop and wait for the barriers to rise, D. Honk and proceed slowly. Answers is C. Stop and wait for the barriers to rise. Never drive around closed or closing railway barriers. You must stop and wait for the barriers to fully rise and signals to turn off before proceeding, even if a train is not visible, as it is extremely dangerous. Question 46. What does this sign indicate? A. Pedestrian crossing ahead, B. No pedestrians, C. Pedestrian zone, D. Cycle path. Answers is A. Pedestrian crossing ahead. This blue square sign with a pedestrian icon indicates a pedestrian crossing ahead or at the location of the sign itself, alerting drivers to watch for pedestrians. Question 47. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. Slippery road, B. Loose gravel ahead, C. Uneven road, D. Falling rocks. Answers is B. Loose gravel ahead. The loose gravel sign warns of an area where loose stones or gravel on the road surface can cause vehicles to skid or stones to fly up, advising caution and speed. Question 48. What does this sign permit? A. Pass obstacle on left, B. Drive over obstacle, C. Pass obstacle on either side, D. No passing. Answers is C. Pass obstacle on either side. This mandatory sign indicates that drivers may pass an obstacle, such as a traffic island or road median, on either the left or the right side, as both paths are safe and permitted. Question 49. What does this sign mean for heavy vehicles? A. Goods vehicles allowed, B. No entry for goods vehicles, C. Weight limit ahead, D. Goods vehicles park here. Answers is B. No entry for goods vehicles. The No Entry for Goods Vehicles sign prohibits vehicles, vans, etc. from entering the road or area, usually due to size, weight, or environmental restrictions. Question 50. Which action is prohibited when driving on A. Road shoulder? A. Stopping for emergency. B. Using hazard lights. C. Driving normally to avoid traffic. D. Calling for assistance. Answers is C. Driving normally to avoid traffic. Road shoulders are for emergency stops only, such as breakdowns or medical. Driving on them to bypass traffic is strictly prohibited and dangerous. Question 51. What does this sign indicate about the junction ahead? A. Major road ahead. B. Junction with a minor road. C. Traffic lights ahead. D. Priority road ahead. Answers is B. Junction with a minor road. This sign warns drivers that they are approaching a junction where a minor road intersects with their current road, which is typically the priority road. Be aware of traffic from the minor road. Question 52. What does this sign indicate about the road surface? A. Change of road surface. B. Slippery when wet. C. Uneven road. D. Road works ahead. Answers is A. Change of road surface. This sign warns drivers of an upcoming change in the road surface type, such as from tarmac to gravel or a different paving material, which might affect vehicle handling and require adjustments in driving style. Question 53. What does this sign permit for oncoming traffic? A. Give way to oncoming traffic. B. Priority over oncoming traffic. C. Two-way traffic. D. No entry. Answers is B. Priority over oncoming traffic. This sign indicates that drivers on this road have priority over oncoming traffic, usually at a narrow section of road where only one vehicle can pass at a time. Oncoming vehicles must give way. Question 54. What does this sign warn about? A. Loose gravels. B. Falling rocks. C. Uneven roads. D. Rock climbing area. Answers is B. Falling rocks. The falling rocks sign warns drivers of the potential for rocks or debris to fall onto the road from a cliff or hillside, advising caution and alertness, especially in mountainous or hilly areas. Question 55. What should you do when merging onto an expressway? A. Stop at the end of the slip road. B. Force your way into traffic. C. Adjust speed to match flow, signal and merge safely. D. Drive slowly to find a gap. Answers is C. Adjust speed to match flow, signal, and merge safely. When merging, use the acceleration lane to match the speed of expressway traffic, signal your intention well in advance, and find a safe gap to merge smoothly without disrupting the flow of traffic. Question 56. What does this sign prohibit? A. No entry for motor vehicles. B. No entry for all vehicles. C. No parking. D. Speed limit. Answers is A. No entry for motor vehicles. The No Entry for Motor Vehicles sign indicates that motor vehicles are prohibited from entering this road or area, though other road users like bicycles or pedestrians might be allowed. Question 57. What does this sign inform you about? A. Expressway ahead. B. Road for motor vehicles. C. No motor vehicles. D. Pedestrian zone. Answers is B, road for motor vehicles. This sign marks the beginning of a road exclusively for motor vehicles, prohibiting pedestrians, cyclists, and vehicles for their safety and efficient traffic flow. Question 58. What does this sign indicate about the road ahead? A. Tunnel ahead. B. Bridge ahead. C. Embankment or quayside ahead. D. Slippery road. Answers is C. Embankment or quayside ahead. This sign warns drivers of an embankment or quayside ahead, indicating a risk of driving into water and advising extreme caution, especially when driving near rivers, canals, or docks. Question 59. What does this sign indicate about traffic flow? A. Of movement in lanes. B. No overtaking. C. Lane closure ahead. D. Speed limits for lanes. Answers is A. Of movement in lanes. This sign displays arrows indicating the permitted directions of movement for vehicles in each lane at an intersection or junction, guiding drivers to choose the correct lane for their intended turn or direction. Question 60. What is the consequence of driving too close to the vehicle in front? A. Better visibility of the road. B. Faster travel time. C. Reaction time and increased collision risk. D. More efficient fuel use. Answers is C. Reaction time and increased collision risk. Driving too close tailgating severely reduces your reaction time, making it difficult to stop safely if the vehicle in front suddenly brakes, greatly increasing the risk of a collision. Question 61. What does this sign indicate about the road? A. Tunnel ahead. B. Bridge ahead. C. Underpass ahead. D. Mountain pass. Answers is A. Tunnel ahead. This sign warns drivers that a tunnel is ahead, requiring them to switch on headlights, be aware of potential changes in light and air quality, and avoid unnecessary stops. Question 62. What does this sign indicate about parking for a specific day? A. No parking on even days. B. No parking on days. C. Parking always permitted. D. Loading zone only. Answers is B. No parking on days. The No Parking on Days sign prohibits parking on dates such as the, etc. of the month, often implemented to manage parking availability. Question 63. What does this sign indicate? A. Turn right or left. B. Proceed straight or turn left. C. Proceed straight only. D. U-turn only. Answers is B. Proceed straight or turn left. This mandatory sign, blue circle with arrows, indicates that vehicles in this lane or at this intersection can either proceed straight or turn left, providing options for multiple directions. Question 64. What does this sign mean for vehicles carrying specific goods? A. Dangerous goods allowed. B. No dangerous goods vehicles. C. Priority for dangerous goods. D. Inspection point ahead. Answers is B. No dangerous goods vehicles. This sign prohibits vehicles carrying dangerous goods, flammable, explosive, or toxic materials from entering the road or area, usually for public safety reasons. Question 65. What should you do if an emergency vehicle approaches with flashing lights and siren? A. Continue driving normally. B. Block its path to assist. C. Give way and move to the left if safe. D. Flash your headlights in response. Answers is C. Give way and move to the left if safe. You must give way to all emergency vehicles, ambulances, fire engines, police cars with flashing lights and sirens by safely moving to the lane or road shoulder if safe to do so. Question 66. What does this sign warn drivers about? A. Strong tailwind. B. Strong side wind. C. Headwind ahead. D. Windsurfing area. Answers is B. Strong side wind. The side wind sign warns drivers, especially those of vehicles or motorcycles, of strong crosswinds that could affect vehicle stability and control, requiring them to grip the steering wheel firmly. Question 67. What does this sign indicate? A. No U-turn. B. Place for U-turn. C. Roundabout ahead. D. Dead end. Answers is B. Place for U-turn. This sign indicates a location where U-turns are permitted and safe to execute, often at a wide section of road or a specific junction designed for this maneuver. Question 68. What does this sign indicate for a vehicle with a trailer? A. Trailers only. B. No entry for vehicles with trailer. C. Trailer parking. D. Speed limit for trailers. Answers is B. No entry for vehicles with trailer. The No Entry for Vehicles with Trailer sign prohibits vehicles towing a trailer from entering the road or area, often due to road design, gradient, or environmental restrictions. Question 69. What does this sign indicate about the road environment? A. End of speed zone. B. Residential area. C. Industrial zone. D. No entry zone. Answers is B. Residential area. This sign indicates the start of a residential area or living zone, implying lower speed limits, increased pedestrian activity, and requiring greater caution from drivers. Question 70. What is the correct way to adjust your mirrors before driving? A. Adjust while driving. B. Only adjust mirror. C. Adjust all mirrors to minimize blind spots before moving. D. Let passengers adjust mirrors for you. Answers is C. Adjust all mirrors to minimize blind spots before moving. Before starting your journey, ensure all mirrors and side mirrors are correctly adjusted to provide the best possible view of the road and minimize blind spots, enhancing safety. Question 71. What does this sign inform about a bus stop? A. Bus stop ahead. B. No bus stop. C. Bus lane. D. Parking for buses. Answers is A. Bus stop ahead. This sign indicates that there is a bus stop ahead, warning drivers to be aware of buses stopping and passengers, and to be prepared to give way to buses pulling out. Question 72. What does this sign require for the direction? A. Turn right. B. Turn left. C. Proceed straight. D. U-turn. Answers is B. Turn left. This mandatory sign, blue circle with a white arrow turning left, indicates that vehicles in this lane or at this intersection must turn left. Question 73. What does this sign indicate for overtaking? A. No overtaking. B. End of no overtaking restriction. C. Overtaking zone. D. Speed limit ends. Answers is B. End of no overtaking restriction. This sign indicates that the previous restriction on overtaking has ended, and overtaking is now permitted if safe and legal conditions allow. Question 74. What does this sign warn drivers about regarding wild animals? A. Domestic animals. B. Wild animals crossing. C. Pet shop ahead. D. Zoo ahead. Answers is B. Wild animals crossing. The wild sign warns drivers of areas where wild animals may cross the road, advising extra vigilance and speed, especially during dawn and dusk. Question 75. What is the legal requirement for child passengers in Singapore? A. Children can sit anywhere. B. Only infants need car seats. C. Under 135 meters must use appropriate restraint. D. Only children under 5 need restraints. Answers is C. Under 135 meters must use appropriate restraint. In Singapore, children under the height of 135 meters must be with an approved child restraint system or booster seat, regardless of age, for their safety. Question 76. What does this sign instruct drivers to do? A. Pass obstacle on left. B. Pass obstacle on the right. C. Drive over obstacle. D. Stop before obstacle. Answers is B. Pass obstacle on the right. This mandatory sign, blue circle, with an arrow passing right of an obstacle, indicates that drivers must pass an obstacle on its right side. Question 77. What does this sign inform about the road ahead? A. One-way street. B. Reversible lane road. C. Expressway ahead. D. Bus lane ahead. Answers is B. Reversible lane road. This sign indicates a road with a reversible lane, where the direction of traffic flow in one or more lanes can change at different times of the day to accommodate peak traffic. Question 78. What does this sign warn of regarding railway crossings? A. Railway crossing. B. Railway crossing. C. Railway station ahead. D. No trains. Answers is A. Railway crossing. This sign indicates a railway crossing with only one track, reminding drivers to stop, look, and listen for trains before crossing, even if there are no barriers or signals. Question 79. What does this sign indicate for drivers? A. Opposite traffic has priority. B. You have priority. C. Two-way traffic. D. No entry. Answers is A. Opposite traffic has priority. This sign indicates that you must give way to oncoming traffic, usually at a narrow section of road where vehicles cannot pass simultaneously. Oncoming vehicles have the right of way. Question 80. What is the safest way to respond to road rage from another driver? A. Engage in an argument. B. Retaliate with aggressive driving. C. Avoid eye contact, ignore and give space. D. Pull over and confront them. Answers is C. Avoid eye contact, ignore and give space. Dealing with road rage requires avoiding confrontation. Do not make eye contact, ignore gestures, maintain a safe distance, and if necessary, drive to a police station or crowded public area. Question 81. What does this sign prohibit? A. Sound horn if needed. B. No sounding of horn. C. Use horn only in emergency. D. Silence phones. Answers is B. No sounding of horn. The no sounding of horn sign indicates a quiet zone where the use of vehicle horns is prohibited, except to prevent an accident. Question 82. What does this sign indicate about the end of a road feature? A. Start of expressway. B. End of expressway. C. Exit ahead. D. Tunnel exit. Answers is B. End of expressway. This sign, blue rectangle with diagonal red stripe, indicates the end of a motorway or expressway, where standard road rules and speed limits typically resume. Question 83. What does this sign indicate regarding traffic lanes? A. Lane closure on left. B. Beginning of additional lane left. C. Lane narrows on left. D. Exit lane. Answers is B. Beginning of additional lane left. This sign indicates the beginning of an additional lane on the left side of the carriageway, often an acceleration lane for merging traffic or an added through lane. Question 84. What should you check before starting a long journey? A. Only fuel level. B. Only tire pressure. C. Tire pressure, oil, water, lights, brakes. D. Only passenger comfort. Answers is C. Tire pressure, oil, water, lights, brakes. Before a long journey, it's crucial to perform basic vehicle checks: tire pressure and tread depth, engine oil level, coolant level, functioning lights, and brake effectiveness to ensure safety and prevent breakdowns. Question 85. What does this sign indicate about cyclists? A. No cyclists allowed. B. Cyclists. C. Cycle path ahead. D. Bicycle parking. Answers is B. Cyclists. This sign warns drivers that cyclists may be entering or leaving the road, often from a cycle path or shared path, requiring extra awareness and caution from drivers. Question 86. What does this sign instruct about direction? A. Proceed straight only. B. Turn right or left. C. U-turn only. D. No turns. Answers is B. Turn right or left. This mandatory sign, blue circle with arrows turning right and left, indicates that vehicles in this lane or at this intersection may turn either right or left. Question 87. What does this sign warn about at a railway crossing? A. Crossing. B. Railway crossing. C. No trains. D. Railway station. Answers is B. Railway crossing. This sign indicates a railway crossing with two or more tracks, requiring even greater caution as trains may come from multiple directions or appear rapidly. Always stop, look, and listen. Question 88. What does this sign recommend? A. Maximum speed. B. Minimum speed. C. Recommended speed 50 kilometers per hour. D. Speed limit ends. Answers is C, recommended speed 50. This blue square sign suggests a recommended speed of 50 for the prevailing road conditions. It is not a mandatory limit, but an advisory speed for safe driving. Question 89. What does this sign indicate about stopping? A. Parking allowed. B. Zone. C. No stopping zone. D. Breakdown lane. Answers is B. Zone. This supplementary plate indicates that vehicles stopped or parked illegally in this area are subject to being towed away, meaning violators will face enforcement action. Question 90. When is it permissible to overtake a vehicle on the left? A. Always when safe. B. Only on multi-lane expressways. C. Only when the vehicle ahead is turning right. D. Never in Singapore. Answers is C. Only when the vehicle ahead is turning right. In Singapore, you should generally overtake on the right. Overtaking on the left is typically only allowed when the vehicle ahead is signaling to turn right, and there is sufficient space on the left to pass safely. Question 91. What does this sign indicate about road priority? A. Priority road ahead. B. End of priority road. C. Give way ahead. D. Stop ahead. Answers is B. End of priority road. This sign diamond shape with a black border and white inner square, crossed by a diagonal black line, indicates that the priority status of the road you are on has ended. Question 92. What does this sign warn about? A. Low-flying aircraft. B. Airport ahead. C. No drone zones. D. Air traffic control. Answers is A. Low-flying aircraft. This sign warns drivers, particularly near airports or airfields, of potential noise or distraction from low-flying aircraft, which may startle drivers and affect concentration. Question 93. What does this sign indicate about parking for a specific day? A. No parking on days. B. No parking on odd days. C. Parking always permitted. D. Loading zone only. Answers is A. No parking on days. The No Parking on Days sign prohibits parking on dates such as the, etc. of the month as part of traffic management schemes. Question 94. What does this sign indicate regarding traffic lanes? A. One lane ahead. B. Lane use 2 lanes. C. No overtaking. D. Merge left. Answers is B. Lane use 2 lanes. This information sign indicates the use or direction for 2 lanes on the road ahead, guiding drivers on appropriate lane selection for turning or continuing straight. Question 95. What should you do if your tire bursts while driving? A. Slam on the brakes. B. Steer sharply to the side. C. Grip steering wheel firmly. Steer straight. Slow down gradually. D. Accelerate to maintain control. Answers is C. Grip steering wheel firmly, steer straight, slow down gradually. If a tire bursts, grip the steering wheel firmly to maintain control, try to steer straight, and gradually reduce speed using engine braking and light, controlled braking until you can pull over safely. Question 96. What does this sign indicate about potential hazards? A. Road works ahead. B. Other danger accident-prone area. C. Traffic congestion. D. Speed camera. Answers is B, other danger accident-prone area. The other danger sign, often with an explanation plate, warns of general hazards or an accident-prone area not covered by other specific warning signs, requiring increased alertness. Question 97. What does this sign indicate about the road? A. Road for motor vehicles. B. End of road for motor vehicles. C. No motor vehicles. D. Pedestrian zone starts. Answers is B, end of road for motor vehicles. This sign indicates the end of a road exclusively for motor vehicles, meaning other road users like cyclists and pedestrians may now be present and normal road rules resume. Question 98. What does this sign mean for priority in a roundabout? A. Roundabout ahead. B. Direction of the priority road. C. Yield to all traffic. D. Straight ahead only. Answers is B, direction of the priority road. This supplementary plate is used with priority signs to indicate the path of the major road or the flow of priority traffic within an intersection or roundabout, clarifying. Question 99. What does this sign indicate for pedestrians? A. No pedestrians. B. Pedestrian track. C. Pedestrian crossing. D. Shared path. Answers is B, pedestrian track. This blue circular sign with a pedestrian icon indicates a pedestrian track, meaning pedestrians should use this path, and vehicles are generally not permitted. Question 100. How should you drive when passing construction zones with workers present? A. Maintain normal speed. B. Honk to alert workers. C. Slow down, stay alert, obey signs. D. Change lanes away from workers at high speed. Answers is C, slow down, stay alert, obey signs. When passing construction zones, reduce your speed, stay extra alert for workers and equipment, and strictly obey all temporary road signs and signals to ensure safety for everyone.